Hi, my name is Erica Robinson. I chose to do my presentation on Korematsu v. United States. Begin with the background and facts about the case. Following Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor during World War II, the United States declared war upon Japan. Under congressional statute and authority of President Roosevelt, Executive Order 9066 was issued, which declared that successful protection of the war requires every possible protection against espionage and against sabotage to national defense material, national defense premises, and national defense utilities. Commanding General DeWitt, believing that all Japanese descendants were subversive and part of an enemy race, ordered that all Japanese Americans be detained in internment camps, or as they were called, assembly centers, and this was regardless of citizenship status. Fred Korematsu, who was actually an American citizen but with Japanese descent, ignored the order and refused to leave his home, which was in what was considered to be a military area. He was convicted by a federal district court for violating the order, and the decision was later upheld by the Circuit Court of Appeals. Upon reaching the Supreme Court, in a 6-3 majority vote, the court upheld the decision of the lower courts, with Justice Black delivering the opinion. He looked at precedent set by another case, Hirabayashi v. United States, which was also a case regarding a Japanese descendant who violated a curfew act, which was also pursuant to Executive Order 9066. In that case, the courts upheld the decision to convict, as it was what they considered a necessary step to prevent espionage and sabotage in an area threatened by Japanese attack. They found that neither the curfew nor the exclusion went beyond the executive powers or powers of Congress in the times of war. The Justice Roberts dissented, as he saw it to be a clear violation of constitutional rights, as it was a case of convicting a person for, as he said, not submitting to imprisonment in a concentration camp based on his ancestry and solely because of his ancestry, without evidence or inquiry concerning his loyalty and good disposition towards the United States. Justice Murphy and Justice Jackson also delivered their own dissenting opinions questioning the constitutionality of the decision. The aspect of judicial review highlighted by the case is executive authority and emergency powers. The court upheld the decision of the lower courts based on the executive authority of the president in times of war. The president issued the executive order, which the general then carried out. The Supreme Court found that as commander-in-chief of the Army and Navy, the president had the power to pretty much do whatever was necessary to protect the United States in times of war, whether it be in foreign territory or within the country itself. Now, I disagree with the court's decision. The executive order and the detainment of Japanese Americans in concentration camps clearly infringed on individual liberties, and as Justice Murphy said in his dissenting opinion, it was racism. No individual, or especially an entire group of people, whether citizens or not, should ever be detained solely based on their race or ethnicity. Even now, with the war on terror, when the U.S. detains terrorists, it is on a much more individual type of level rather than just detaining groups of people because they are Muslim. Korematsu v. United States can be seen as one of the most tragic cases in our nation's history. Over 110,000 Japanese Americans, 70,000 of which were actually American citizens, were taken from their homes and placed in concentration camps. The decision to uphold the conviction clearly infringed upon individual rights granted by the Constitution. But although this is like a terrible moment in United States history, it can be viewed as a lesson, and the important lesson that we can take from this is that the Constitution and individual liberties should not be suspended even in times of war. Doing so goes against the ideas and principles which founded the country. And also, it's the responsibility of the courts to uphold and enforce the Constitution. So, that's all. Thank you.